Welcome back to Empowered with Elizabeth Namofsky. Today we're talking about empowering women to take control of their health. Now, Annie, before we went to break, we were talking about empowerment. So what role do you think education plays in promoting women's health and empowerment? And how can we better educate women about their health? Because, as we get older, we're still struggling trying to figure things out.
Oh my goodness. Women's health for a long time, the longest time, has been shrouded this cloud of shame. We don't educate girls on periods. We don't educate women on menopause, right? And it really becomes our cost, because we don't have the resources. So I am optimistic, however, because more and more we are seeing some science and health education for women by women. Right? We are starting to see more and more answers from reliable sources. The danger is the Hollywood flavor of counsel that is out there.
Right.
And so I often recommend to women to make sure that the source comes from a credible places. Now, there are lots of credible places, other from, gynecologists, doctors, nutritionists, people who have the credentials, and staying away from the popular people who have a lot of following, but not a lot of knowledge.
And you know what? That's a problem right now. And not only for finfluencers when it comes to investing, but I guess you call them healthfluencers.
Yes.
We have to stand back and walk away from TikTok or Instagram or Facebook and actually start doing some research and stop following people because they're getting paid $10,000 for a tweet or a post or whatever. And you're right. We need to start, asking questions to the right people, whether it's a doctor or a nutritionist or whoever it is. And so let's talk about societal and cultural attitudes towards women. It impacts their health outcomes. And what can be done to change these attitudes?
There's so many taboos around women's health that I always like to look at the principle in mental health, what we call what is mentionable is manageable.
Okay.
So we need to actually call things out. We need to talk about them. We need to put the questions out there and not actually, refrain from asking and be shy. The more we talk about them, the more we're going to be able to trigger the responses to be able to have answers. So we shouldn't shy away. And there are a lot of resources out there for women. So what we do need to do more than ever is really do a lot of the due diligence, right? We need to do our research, no different than we would do with finance.
Yes.
Make sure that we are getting the right advice for us.
Well, the other thing, too, is what's worked for me, I always go and seek, proper resources. But I always talk to girlfriends as well. So if I'm going through something and I'm a little confused or I'm not sure what is happening, I will reach out to girlfriends and say, hey, have you been through this? Have you gone through this? What were your symptoms? What happened here? And it's always great to be extremely honest with your girlfriends and get an extremely honest answer as well.
Absolutely. It takes a village to be really well supported, right? And to be able to feel that we are seen and that our symptoms or what our experience are valid. And then that's a great starting point to be able to get some solutions and to take action.
So, okay, fads. You've got 20-day challenge, 30-day challenge, 45-day challenge. You've got so many things that bombard us. And a lot of people think, well, I'm going to go on a diet because I need to lose weight, or I'm going to do this fasting because I need to lose weight. Let's talk about, short-term quick fixes and whether they actually do something good for you or whether you should stay away from them.
I like to say that they are quick fixes. Long-term, they're not good for you. Mm-hmm. And the fact is that as we look at all the diets out there, they all have the same success rate. They all are successful by 10%, only across the board. So we need to educate ourselves to what really is going to work best for us. And a note about intermittent fasting, because that is a very popular thing. It's actually very useful for people who have specific conditions, such as diabetes or pre-diabetic or susceptible genetically for that. I really recommend for those individuals to be supported by that type of diet and, of course, a proper diet, because these fad diets are not a license to just anything you want.
Right.
So we still need to educate ourselves.
And you know, we always struggle. Everybody wants everything so quickly and so short term. And it doesn't look like people really want to work hard to get to where they need to be. So when we come back, we'll have a little bit more women's health tips from Annie.